It's a video generator. Basically, it's an AI tool that lets us create videos. In this example, they show an amazing panda walking past a bus. Cool, right? It could be Barcelona. They also show a kitten eating a burger. These are the kinds of videos this AI tool should be able to make. See what I mean? It's built on 13 billion parameters with a resolution up to 720 by 1280 pixels, not 1720. Here's how it works. You write a prompt to start generation through 13 billion parameters. They say to write what we want in natural language, specifying scenes, actions, and visual style. Then we wait for processing to get our desired video. They explain it's hard to pronounce, but it's because it has 13 million parameters, okay? It's the largest open source video generator model today, implying superior quality. They explain it has high quality and an MLM text encoder, meaning it understands our prompts better. Even if you write a slightly poor prompt, well, they have built-in AI that better understands your requests. You don't have full access to the code, model, and weights on GitHub, but the community can contribute to improve it. It has HD resolution. Well, not quite HD. It's 1980 pixels, not full HD, but it is HD. Just not the 1920 x 1080 we're used to. It's not quite that, is it? Here we can see a bit of what it can do, like creating content, right? Artificial intelligence. For a social media, it can do camera movements. But be careful. I see interesting things here, like a smartphone builder they mentioned, which is basically June for video.
How do you create a Hunyuan video account? Basically, we'll click Get Started, then Continue with Google. It's the only option given. Honestly, if there's just one option, why show a selector as if I had a choice? Once we're in, as you can see, we're already inside the tool. So that's great. It's that simple. You get a credit and can buy 150 credits for $10/month, 750 for $45, or 1500 for $80. So perfect.
We're going to have Hunyuan on our device, so first of all we should have COMFYUI, it's crucial. Let's go to the official GitHub and head to direct download this section here, where we simply click save without any issue. Well, I already had it, but I'll guide you through it again. Then we need to have Git, okay? Once more, Git will help us execute commands and such. It's important to open Git, alright? And say yes to everything. Perfect. Next, we'll go to COMFYUI Manager, section 2 for download. Here it is, okay? As you can see, they ask us to have Git, and now we're getting the portable version. I right-click, hit Save As, and we'll save it in our COMFYUI folder. We click here to save, and now we'll simply run it. It's starting to execute now. Then, based on whether we have an NVIDIA GPU, we can run this one here. If we have a CPU and not NVIDIA, we'll use the CPU instead. I'll say it again. If you have NVIDIA, it's much better. So let's just open it here. We see that we're missing some models, okay? If we want one, I recommend getting it, alright? Set it, save it, and wait patiently. If not, try City AI, okay? Here you can get many models for whatever you need. Click Manager and update all, okay? It'll probably ask us to restart and such. Ah, there it is. It's asking us to restart now. Also, remember to save the model inside COMFYUI, go to models, then to checkpoint. This is where you save what they ask you to download, got it? Or the different models you have in the version, well, I don't understand. Then you can add it here from this square, checkpoints and models. So let's move on to the Hunyuan part. To set up Hunyuan, first we'll get the model, okay? The diffusion model, if you have over 16 GB, 12 GB of RAM, let's go with this. Click Get here, go to Models, then Diffusion Models, and save it here, okay? As you can see, it's quite large. We also have Safe Tensors that go directly to the VAE, okay? Models VAE, hit Save, there we go. Finally, we'll grab the LoRa, click here, okay? We'll go to LoRa's and hit Save. We'll also need text encoders, so we'll definitely get the clip, okay? This is like the base template we need. We'll save it here. Then, choose between FP16 or FP8, okay? Well, the bigger, the better quality, right? Alright, basically we click on Q. Well, for example, I get this error. This means I need to change the files. I've downloaded models that are too powerful for what I can actually use. If you get an error with LOT or VAE files, if you see an error like this, it means the file you got isn't right, okay? So get it another way. They should work if you followed my steps. You can find the project here, okay? In Hunyuan video examples, right-click workflow, save as, save it where you want, then drag the file to the page, okay? And there you'll have the project created, just like what happened to me, right? It's important to click edit, then refresh in the manager section, click update all, and then restart. Here we'll be selecting the options. There it is. We'll select the different devices we have. We click run, and it tells me again that my UNET is too low, and that's how we can have Hunyuan connected. All right. Alright, let's say we're having an error with Hunyuan and this tool isn't working for us. First, press Windows plus R, go to DXDiag, click OK, and then navigate to the display section, okay? Here under VRAM, we should have at least 12 GB theoretically or more. I have 8, meaning I can't use Hunyuan with any model, though Phi works fine. Got it? If I run it, I get this error saying I don't have enough RAM for this operation, okay? If that doesn't happen, we still can't use Hunyuan without a 3090 or better CPU, etc. However, there's actually a big exception. Think diffusion, okay? Well, there are more tools like this, and this isn't a sponsorship, okay? I'm sure there are others. Basically, they offer you the server, right? I won't explain how it all works, but they provide the server. They give you the device to use and you're basically paying to rent it. Well, it might be rental or hourly use, depends on the website. This way, as they show here, you could use COMFYUI.ai, right? And that's what we're interested in, and we could use config.ai without issues. Not sure if Hunyuan would allow it, as it's a model within config.ai, I assume if you can use config.ai, you could select any model, no problem. But if in doubt, check support or Discord and ask if it's possible, okay? Not much else, alright? Now, if you encounter an error, let's see how I can replicate it. For example, I have this model. When I run it, I get a UNet loader error, a problem with the UNet. Basically, when there's an error, config.ai will highlight it for us, okay? In this case, I'm getting the error because the file I just added is fake, got it? But you might get errors for various reasons, like the diffusion model not being correct, okay? The model weight should be 12 GB or more in the models and diffuse model folder, alright? These are the files here. Also, ensure the VAE is correct. Similar deal, about half a GB or more, named VAE. For text encoders, check those too. Here's the LoRa file, by the way. And then the text encoders, let me find it. Ah, there it is, where we should definitely have the clip, right? Save tensor and whichever save tensor we want, yeah? So those are the main fixes I can give you to resolve the various errors you might encounter. Once you have everything, make sure to go to Manager and check that everything's up to date, okay? Restart it and in Edit, click Refresh Node Definitions or press R, alright? What's this for? If we change our folders, hitting R to reload won't cause that issue anymore, and the server files will update too. See? The deleted save tensor is gone, and I can select this one here, no problem. So we're all set, okay? And that's how it works. How to use Hunyuan in the cloud? Well, if Hunyuan doesn't work on our device, we can use it in the cloud instead. For this, we can use Think Diffusion. In a previous tutorial, I mentioned Think Diffusion works with COMFYUI, but wasn't sure about Hunyuan, and yes, it does work. So it's as simple as following the other tutorials or the playlist at the end of this video, where I explain how to use COMFYUI and set up Hunyuan. Basically, we take our Hunyuan project that we couldn't run on our server, go to Think Diffusion and run it there. Note that Think Diffusion has costs, as they're essentially providing us with a cloud server. I believe the costs are charged hourly, from what I understand, depending on the server, but that's only if you're really keen on trying it out. They mention here that you can try it for free. There are some excellent servers available, but it'll take longer than if we did it on our own computer, because you need to consider the server to website and website to us path instead of a direct connection to us. So there might be a slight delay, but that's the only way to use Hunyuan in the cloud. Right, how does Hunyuan work? I can't show you as I lack RAM to run it, but I can explain what each part does theoretically. There are some notes and such. First, we should have the load diffusion model. Find this project on ComfyAnonymous github.io, click JSON format, save link as, and save it. Grab it, drag it into the workflow, and there you have it. Here's where we choose our model. Left click, select the model you've already obtained correctly. Larger models generate better image. For weight type, I usually recommend the default set. Next we have the clip loader. Just leave this as is and change clip name to if needed. As you see, it shows the clip loader type. Since we're using Hunyuan, we'll put that here. Then we have the VAE, which is basically the setup to make it work. So here we have model sampling. Model sampling first determines how closely the generation will match our prompt. If we want our prompt to be exactly followed, we'd reduce the model sampling. Here's the empty Hunyuan latent video, which shows the video dimensions. I wonder if changing the video size will affect generation. Let's try it out. Then we have noise, nothing special, and we have steps, which are the most important factors initially. The steps determine how many iterations it takes to generate an image. 5 is too few. Typically, you'd use 20 or 40. Steps improve image quality, but don't necessarily fix content issues. For example, if you've asked it to generate a tiger and AI gives it human hands for some reason, increasing from 20 to 150 steps won't fix that. The tiger will still have human hands. That's crucial to understand. Essentially, it just enhances quality. Next, we have the positive prompt. We can also right-click, add a node, and start adding various tools. If we want a negative prompt, that's possible too. We could try adding a LOL, if that's feasible, and so on. As you can see, this isn't how Hunyuan actually works. I'm explaining Hunyuan's functionality, but most tools here aren't part of Hunyuan, but they're from COMFYUI, the tool Hunyuan uses to function. Keep in mind, if you want to understand COMFYUI, look it up. We have a full tutorial on our channel explaining it, so check it out. It has many tools, but we cover the most interesting one. With this knowledge, to create an image, just hit Q and adjust the prompt. Don't worry about it. That's all there is to it.